record para sa section tomorrow. Okay? So again, when you say technology, technology makes our life easier. It makes our work easier. Okay, this is an accumulation of skills, procedures, and performances. Okay, so moving forward, pupunta tayo sa evolution of communication. Bago tayo nagkaroon ng internet, okay, in this era of ours, okay, so ano ba yung mga pinagmulan muna nito? Okay, so hindi naman internet agad, di ba? So we do have different technologies pa lang from the past and then hanggang sa na-develop into an internet. So communication, when we say communication naman, how are we going to define communication? Like sinabi natin communication, what comes to our mind first upon hearing the word communication? Ano yung unang pumapasok sa isip niyo kapag naririnig yung salitang communication? Anyone? Yes, Charles.
Exchanging of information po.
Okay, very good. No, exchanging of information. How about you, Daryl? What do you mean by communication?
Sir, spreading information po, sir. Spreading information.
Okay, spreading an information. Okay, so that's communication. So communication has improved, up until today, compared to the previous years. Now, communication has improved and evolved, to enable our daily activities. Now, in the 21st century, in today's era, everything related to communication utilizes technology, to direct out or distribute information to a wider audience. Okay, so sa 21st century, basta gumagamit ang communication ngayon is talagang gumagamit ng technology. Okay, gaya nga ng sabi ni Daryl tsaka ni Charles is to spread information. Okay, so to a wider audience para hindi lang sa usap mo ngayon dito sa harap, kundi para rin masabi mo yung information, ma-relay mo yung messages. Okay, even to the people around the world. Okay, so that is communication. Okay, information also can be sent out in many ways. Okay, so which implies the inventions, number one, cellular phones, televisions, and other electronic devices important in enhancing communication. Okay, so there are a lot of devices and technology, that uses, that can be used rather when it comes to communicating to other people. Now that's part of the evolution. So, but before we go to the evolution of communication, let us first decipher what is ICT. Sinabi mo kanina, information, communication, technology. Okay, let us define the three terms one by one. Okay, so again, ICT, just like what you have mentioned earlier, information and communications technology could be technology needed for information dispensation, the use of communication devices, such as electronics, computers, software system applications, to convert, store, protect, process, transmit, and retrieve information. Okay, so by sinabing information, we can if we are going to decipher the three terminologies, when we say information, we are going to talk about reading books. Okay, that's one of acquiring information. We can read books. When it comes to communication naman, okay, we can share with friends. Okay, so how are we going to share that with our friends? Okay, we can use technology. Okay, so pwede tayong gumamit ng mga email or email findings. Okay, so that's what ICT means. So information, communication, technology. So punta tayo kay information. So when we say information, information states the information obtained from reading, investigation, study, or analysis. It helps us to meet our daily task and deciding. These tools transmit information are telephone or television and radio. Kaya alam niyo naman siguro what informations are, or what information rather are. Wala po tayong word na informations. Okay, so tatandaan natin. Okay, information is, naka-plural na yan, inform. Okay, wala pong informations. Okay, information lang tayo. Okay, so again, when we say information, we can obtain, okay, we can transmit information through the use of technology. such as the examples given here. No? Telephone, television, radio, no, so on and so forth. Next, when we say communication, so communication is associate, no degree act of transmitting messages. It is a method whereby information is exchanged between individuals using symbols, signs, or verbal interactions. Previously, people communicated through exchange of signs and symbols, whereas others perform it by drama and poetry. No, pero yung drama at poetry when it comes to communication is a bit obsolete. Okay, so medyo matagal lang paraan na yun. No, unlike today kasi, no, we are more on a modern technology. Okay, so kaya mas ginagamit natin when it comes to communication. Okay, so or transmitting messages are technology. Okay, so pero party pa din yung dati, no, yung mga exchanging of signs, symbols, okay, through drama or poetry. Okay, so all of those no, are what we call no, are under communication. And lastly, of course, meron tayong tinatawag na technology. So, gaya na sabi nyo kanina, technology makes life easier, makes work easier. No, that's correct. Technology is important no, in communication that deals with the employment of knowledge domain, experiences, and resources to make processes and product that fulfill human desires. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines associate degree invention technology are a few things invented like a device, a gadget, no, or process originated after study and experiment a product of the imagination. Pag sinabi naman natin innovation technology, magkaiba sa invention technology kaysa kay innovation technology. Pag sinabing innovation technology, it is a brand new idea, method, or device that was introduction of something new, no, like computer to laptop computer. No, room computer to laptop computer. Okay, so that is what we call innovation technology. Okay, so meron din tayo tinatawag na dalawang klase ng communication. Meron tayo tinatawag na aiding communication tsaka spreading communication. So ano pinagkaiba? What is the difference between aiding tsaka spreading communication? When we say aiding communication, telephone and fax machines no, are devices employed in extending communication. Kaya example daw ng aiding communication ay ang telephone tsaka yung mga fax machines. Kaya kung medyo alam niyo pa, kaya yung tinatawag na fax machine. Okay, it is technology rin na uses for communication. Para rin siyang telepono. Then spreading communication, it is used to broadcast information like news or weather reports effectively, specifically radio, television, satellites, and the triple W, no, the World Wide Web. No, those are powerful tools which will be used. Now, of course, when we say spreading communication, we are going to disseminate no, the information all throughout. Okay, so sa wider audience. Kaya kailangan natin ng mga technology, specifically this one. Okay, the radio, the television, the satellites. Okay, so para mas mabilis ang pagbato no, ng information and makapag-communicate tayo to other people, not just other people, but also to the other people in the other countries or other regions. So that is spreading communication. Okay, so that's the two types of communication. Now, punta tayo sa timeline ng technology, kagaya nung kanina, the evolution of communication. Okay, so technology timeline. Dito sa nag-umpisa, if tandaan nyo pa, no, sa araling panlipunan ninyo, way back on your high school days siguro, okay, so alam niyo yung mga Sumerians, di ba, yung kanilang cuneiform writing. Okay, so in 3500 BC, okay, the Sumerians developed cuneiform writing. Yun yung pinakauna pagdating sa timeline ng technology. Okay, so doon ang simula. And then after that, no, in the 1500 BC, the Phoenicians developed the alphabet. Okay, so alam niyo naman siguro that Phoenicians had developed the alphabet. This is some sort of a trivia na rin. So in 500 BC, the Phoenicians developed the alphabet after the Sumerians developed the cuneiform writing. So after the Phoenicians developed the alphabet in the 1500 BC, no, in 105 BC, no, Chai Lung no, of China invented paper. Okay? So na-discover naman or na-invento naman yung paper sa China ni Chai Lung. Okay? So in 105 BC. So nakikita natin yung transition, no, how communication works. Okay? So a bit no, by bit. So after the paper was invented, in 1454, the first printing began with the creation of the printing machine. Okay? So nagkaroon tayo ng printing machine on 1454. No, nag-umpisa tayo mag-create ng printing machine. Okay, the first printing natin. So after 1454, maraming date to. Okay, baka lumabas sa exam. Okay, so pwede niyang soluhin. Ha? So after the 1454, punta tayong 1793. In 1793, the telegraph line was invented. Okay, so telegraph. Okay, so the telegraph line was invented. And then in 1876, of course, the first telephone was introduced. So in 1876, sino? Ka-invento ng telephone. Anyone? Tanda pa ba? Who discovered the telephone? Yes, Charles.
Sir, hindi ko po sure, pero Alexander Graham Bell po.
Okay, very good. No, Alexander Graham Bell. So in 1876, the first telephone was introduced. No, on that day. Okay? So yun yung parang may muka. Okay, so ito yung kaya itsura nito. Okay, so yung meron pang iniikot-ikot pa yata yan. No? So after that, meron pa yung kasunod. Okay, so ang kasunod ng araw is the 1925 ha. Sundan niyo na lang kasi alam niyo naman yan din. So after the first telephone was introduced to the people in 1925 rather, television was made known to public. Okay? So ngayon naging popular na pagdating ng 1925 yung tinatawag nating television. Okay? So black and white pa ata no yung television no during that time. Minsan nga yun pa yung nasa loob ng parang tukador. Hindi mo malaman kung tukador ba yun or ano. Basta yung may sarahan. Okay? So that is television was in 1925 was made known to public. And then afterwards, in 1941, the computer was created. Okay? So after how many years? Okay, 1941, 15, 16 years. Okay, after 16 years, no, in 1941, the computer was already created. So yung computer dito, kung makikita din natin sa picture, so medyo malaki pa talaga siya, sobrang laki pa niya. Okay, so halos para siyang piano. Okay, so kung titignan natin. Okay, but it was created, no, the computer. And then in 1958, the photocopier machine was introduced naman, no, after the computer was created. Okay, in 1958, 17 years later, no, the photocopier machine was introduced. Then after that, no, in 1963, no, the communication satellite naman was introduced. Okay, as early as 1963, no, meron na tayong mga satellites. Okay, which nakatulong na pagdating naman dun sa mga out of the world journey no, ng mga astronaut, no, yung satellite. And then the latest one, okay, not the latest one rather, no, in 1969 rather, the first internet known as ARPANET was introduced. No, doon na ngayon nagsimula ng ating internet era. Okay, so ARPANET ang tawag. Okay, so dati, no, hindi talaga internet. So meron tayong first internet na pinalabas noong 1969. Ang pangalan sa kanya is ARPANET. Okay, so bakit kaya ARPANET? No, dito? Sa mga susunod nating discussion, malalaman natin kung bakit ARPANET. Okay, so pero hanggang dyan lang muna tayo sa timeline. Okay, or sa evolution no, ng communication. Tandaan natin yung technology timeline, especially the dates. Okay, pero malagay pa naman siguro mga examinations ninyo, no? Magiging parte yan no, ng inyong final exam. Okay, the evolution or the technology timeline. So basta tandaan nyo lang yung sunod-sunod yan. Okay, so bago tayo nagkaroon ng first internet no, noong 1969 sa pangalang ARPANET. And that will be the end. Question so far regarding the introduction to information communication technology.
Yeah.
If none, kindly hit the thumbs up button. Okay, very well. So it seems that you don't have any more questions and queries. Okay, so I think it's crystal clear for you, our lessons for today. So I would like you to go to your Genia account for entitled Trends Lesson ICT. And then at the bottom part of it is your activity. No password is needed. This is just a 2-item activity for a total of 20 points. This is just an essay type. Okay, you're just going to answer the questions and justify your answer. First question, which among the technology timeline are still trendy up until now? Okay, I have given you the timeline, di ba? Mula kay cuneiform hanggang kay ARPANET. Okay, so sa tingin ninyo among those technology timeline, alin pa kaya dun sa mga yun ang still trendy up until now? Okay, then justify your answer. And then the second one, how important is the year 1969 in discovering the ARPANET? Okay, so sa tingin ninyo, gaano ba ka-importante yung taong 1969 kung saan na-discover yung ARPANET? Okay, ano ba yung mga naging tulong nito up until today? Okay, nung na-discover yung ARPANET noong 1969. Is that clear? Kindly hit the thumbs up button kung clear tayo dun. Okay, so for the remaining time of course, kindly finish your activity. So no need for you to rejoin once the Zoom meeting has ended. Please continue answering your activity. Okay, so you may now proceed to your Genia account.